Who will be first? Chops Bearded? Fisherman 83? Who will be first? Jan. Hola. Jan's first tonight. Landon's second. Yeti Whisperer's third. All the usual crew. Dad Bod. There's Fisherman 83. John Smith. Trevor Thompson. What's up? Gabriel. Joe Fishing. Eric Brewer. Alex, how's it going, man? John Gill. 1 minute and 7 seconds in, and you're already like 13th. Hey, Jim, Jeff, how's it going? What's going on? Outside world. Jackson, what's up, buddy? How's everybody doing? Anybody get any fishing in today? Sorry to hear that, Landon. That is not fun. There's Chops Bearded. Man, 2 minutes in. You're practically late, man. You're usually the first one on. There's Dalen, Landon's buddy. Outside World caught a bass today. Hey, ZB. Yeti Whisperer, 100 sand bass this afternoon. Wow. Yeah, dang. Losing a dog's a terrible thing, Landon. Sorry to hear about that, buddy. Yeah, smoked him yesterday. Rocco, Henry, how's it going? Jim went yesterday and got skunked. Man, I was able to get out yesterday afternoon and had a good deal going there. I caught some nice crappie. I put a couple of pictures on the Instagram, and I caught 31 bass. 31 bass. So that was fun. Henry caught a donkey white bass today. I'm working on my 1,000 bass for the year. I'm up to 75 bass now so far in 2021. David Storm, how's it going, man? I want you guys to join my 1,000 bass challenge and see who can hit it. Yes, Henry, I can talk about that. We actually talked about it Thursday night on the live stream Thursday night. Yeah, Landon, I already caught 75. How about that? Dark sleeper. The best way to fish the dark sleeper, at least that I've found, Henry, is on the bottom. So I chuck it out there, let it go all the way to the bottom, and then you just reel it in nice and slow and easy. And when they start to hit it, I just keep reeling and then just kind of reel set into them. See Big Hill's in the house. He's here for the reel. Jeez Louise, see Big Hill's here for the reel. You're actually on the list, man, but since you donated the reel, I don't know how bad you want to win your own reel. but you're in the drawing. So, see Big Hill, you're in. Hey, Joe's here. Right on YouTube now. Sweet. JB's fishing. I know you've been catching them. I've seen your posts on Instagram, so you might give me a run for my money. You might hit that 1,000. What cover does it do good in? Well, swim baits in general, they're kind of hard to fish in cover, but you kind of fish them around cover. And if you fish them around cover, you can get bit on them. But most of my fish have come in open water. Jim Collins, I can finish the 1,000 back challenge in like 20. Come on, man. Give yourself more credit than that. Kick your basses on. How you doing, man? How often do I use frogs, man? All the time, but not right now. I'm not really throwing much of a topwater at all right now, but as it warms up, you can definitely catch some frog fish. Somebody asked about my favorite dark sleeper color, or they asked me that last time too, and I guess I should have brought it because I don't know the names of most of their colors. Here, I'll look it up online here in a minute. John Gill was on Debo's stream. How was that, man? I like old Debo. He's got a good channel. Let's see. Henry's got his first dark sleeper. Nice. What's up, Dakota? How you doing, buddy? One of my buddy's fishing teammate at Erskine College got killed in a boat crash last night. Man, that's terrible. Was it a fishing boat or was it a party boat or what, Alex? That's tough. That is not good news. Man, we got bad news all around tonight. Hopefully somebody will get some good news and win this reel tonight. That is not good. Boating accidents happen. Fog's a reason. Low light conditions is another reason. Debo has Tackle Junkie on his channel tonight. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I should do. Have one of those guys on the channel. Alex Reese, where was it at? Yeah, okay. That's not good. I watch all those when anybody's killed on a boat, especially a bass boat. Try to find out what happened. Land in life is not always fair. Someone with less than 5 combos might win the reel, and someone who has 50 combos might win the reel, and that's just the way the ball bounces. Baxter the Bait Man. Yeah, I like Bait Man. I've been watching his videos for quite a while. Lake Secession in South Carolina, he was fishing a night tournament and going too fast, hit a log, and it flipped up and hit him. Wow. The odds of that happening are about 1,000,000 to 1. But that's what I was saying, low light conditions, nighttime tournaments, that's where it happens a lot of times. That is a downer. Hey, Chuck, how you doing, man? Especially this time. We fish night tournaments when it gets really hot in the summer, like we're talking middle of July, first part of August. But other than that, we usually stick with the daytime tournaments. Sure thing, Landon. I'm glad it's helping. That's what I was really hoping for. So the hats came in for you guys that won the hats. There was a few of you that won, so I'll be sending those out. And you can see they're autographed. So that's cool. So the ones who have won, I've already reached out and told you about them. But these came from Chris Flint. If you watch the Chris Flint show that I had, he's the guy that we sunk the boat together. He gave us some of his hats, and he had a pro fisherman sign the hats. So that's pretty sweet. His buddy was in the boat when it killed him. The boat crashed into the shore, but he wasn't hurt. Man. Yeah, Joe, night fishing is really fun, isn't it? But, man, you got to be careful in your boat after dark. Got to be careful. Na, 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 na. So how many of you guys fished the red-eye shad? I saw a pretty good article in bassresource.com with KVD. And it's about his 3 red-eye shad colors that have made him $1 million. Any of you guys read that? You know, the Bass Pro was selling them for $4. Wow. Yeah, the Strike King red-eye shad, Landon, you got it. So he's got 3 favorite colors, and I only have one of them, but I thought I'd show you. One of them he says is Delta Craw. I don't have Delta Craw, but this is really close to the Delta Craw color. Delta Craw looks almost like this. It's just these patterns on it are a little different. So this is one of his favorite colors that have made him big money, he says. One similar to this in Texas. Then another one is the chartreuse perch. I don't have any of those to show you, but it looks like a perch. And then that he likes his gold sexy, and he really likes gold sexy shad in clear water. This is what gold sexy shad looks like. He won the 2010 Bassmaster Classic on Lay Lake in late February, throwing this in the back of a creek around stumps where there was gizzard shad. So this color I do have. It's gold sexy shad, and I got a big one and a small one. So those are his 3 colors that he won $1 million on. So all you got to do is go buy those 3 colors and you'll make $1 million. Curly Q's on tomato. How easy is that? What an easy formula to win $1 million. Just go buy you 3 red-eye shads. Start fishing with them. And you will become a millionaire. Yeah, red-eye shads are an essential lipless crankbait. You need a couple of those in your box if you don't have any, because they do have kind of a shimmying action. The way KVD likes to throw them is he likes to throw them out there and yo-yo them, and he likes to let it fall on a slack line, and it shimmies. And he says that's when they kill it, when it's shimmying down on a slack line. Jeff's taking us up on the offer, man. Hey, Jeff, tell me when you make your first $1 million on those red-eye shads. We'll want to hear about that. Machek, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. How often do you use top water? All the time. Once it gets a little warmer. Why do you throw top water? Why should you throw top water a lot? One, it's a blast. There's nothing funner than seeing the fish come out of the water and hit your bait. That's the first reason. The next reason is that topwaters work. They're really effective. And especially in low light conditions early in the morning, as the sun's going down. And then a walking bait will work. There's kind of a window right in the middle of the day and bright sun that a walking bait does really well. And depending upon the time of year, some days you can just take a whopper plopper or a buzz bait or anything like that, a frog, and literally fish it all day long, and you can catch fish all day long on it when the conditions are right. So there's no hard and fast rule about any bait, though, just like we were talking about the dark sleeper. You just got to go experiment with it. And the more you throw it, the more you experiment, the more you'll figure it out, the better you'll get. Like this last fall, Joe and I were fishing a lake we fish all the time, and it was cooler temps. And we were fishing poppers and smaller stuff, and he decided to just take out a small topwater lure that I did not even own, and he started killing them on that thing. And then for several weeks, he'd go back and caught tons of fish on that little bait. And it's just experimentation. I don't think he'd really thrown that bait until that time out there. And you just gotta play with it, man. David Storm, the old chug bug, the storm chug bug. Yeah, the spitting image is what that bait's called that Joe was killing them on. Do your rods and reels get more beat up on the kayak? Saw you using the 2 NRX rods. Not really. The only time you got to worry on a kayak, and this did happen to me yesterday actually, is if you got them in vertically and they're sticking up. If you're not careful, you'll go under an overhang like a tree, and your rods will get tangled up in that tree, and you can break them or break off guides. So you got to be really careful about that. But other than that, I think my rods have been fine. Man, sorry to see you go, Kick Your Bass. Fisherman 83. David Storm's talking about the chug bug. He told me, I think that was his dad's favorite lure. Mr. Storm himself. How many of you guys have caught fish on the chug bug? It's an old school bait, so a lot of guys don't even throw it anymore. But do you have an opinion on the Lew's American Hero bait caster or something in that price range? I've not personally thrown that one, Jim. Maybe some of the other guys have here, but I can tell you, if you buy a Lew's reel in the $100 range, you'll be happy with it. I went out to cast and snagged a rod on the kayak. Yeah, it can happen. The bigger fear on a kayak to me is not damaging the rod. It's the rod, dumping the rod overboard. That's almost happened to me multiple times because I don't keep them tethered. It's too much of a pain, I think, to keep them tethered. So Joe Enda's caught some fish on the chug bug. John Gill likes the Rebel Pop R as the best popper. I disagree with you, John, but you're welcome to have your opinion. The Rebel Pop R has caught a lot of fish. My favorite popper is the Rico. The Rico. And the Yellow Magic is a close second for me. The Berkeley Cane Walker. I like that one too, Alex. Curly Q, I have never really owned any Shimano rods, but I know they're excellent. Most of my high-end rods G. Loomis and St. Croix and Megabass. Have you ever gone paddleboard fishing? No, I have not. There's another Rico and a couple other Yellow Magics. Curly Q likes the Pop Max. What do you think about Guggen baits? I think their baits look pretty decent. All the ones I've seen appear to be pretty high quality baits. I don't really fish them, but in fact, usually when I get a Guggen bait in one of my boxes, I put it in one of them for you guys to win. Joe's had lots of experience fishing all kinds of lures. He's showing you some other top waters. The Skitter Pop. Night Fisher, how you doing? Dude, the worst, I'll tell you about a few times I've lost fishing rods on the lake. Worst one ever. I had a brand new St. Croix Legend Extreme. That rod's about $450. And then I had a brand new Lew's BBZ1, I think is what it was. Something like that. And literally the first time I took it out, I was fishing in some really rough water. And I hit a wave while I was fishing and it knocked me down. And when I hit the deck, the rod knocked right out of my hand straight to the bottom. And I tried and tried to retrieve that thing, but I never did. And every time I go by that spot, Joe can tell you, I cry. Joe can show you the exact spot where I lost that rod, but we've never been able to retrieve it. Christopher Shue, I saw the package sent to Burley. Yeah, really, really sad day when I lost that rod and reel. Very sad. Not only that, I had it spooled with brand new line too. Brand new fluorocarbon. Mr. Bass, have you ever used a Jackal cover craw or any reverse Texas rig style baits? Yes, I like those reverse style baits. One of my favorites is the Yamamoto Fat Ika. I-K-A. I think they pronounce it Ika. And you can fish that thing upside down, reverse style. I really like it. You can also fish the stupid tube that way. That works great. And the cover craw, I have some of the cover craws, and I'm sure that technique would work great. I have not fished the cover craw backwards, but I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, JB, $600 drop. Painful. Painful. I'll tell you a more painful time, though, although it was a lot cheaper rod. Walleye reels for trolling are $500. Landon, buddy, you need to get into a different market, different fishing technique if you got to spend $500 for a reel. Jackson, my dad loses his all the time in the lake. Well, I hope he buys cheap rods. The worst one was with my buddy Dean. I don't know if Dean's on here or not. I haven't seen him in a while. But he was driving the boat. We bought a boat together. John Gill, have Mr. Bass on my computer, big screen, and Debo is on my phone. Support your two favorite channels. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So my buddy Dean and I bought a boat together, and we took it out on the lake. It was about the first time we had it out, one of the first times. And I had a spinning rod and reel, and the combo was about a $300 combo. I can't remember the brand of it now. It's been so long. But it was a $300 combo roughly. And part of it was my fault. I didn't have it strapped down. I was and I had the rod. I sat the rod down beside the seat, and then we stopped and did something. I don't know if we fished or did something. And then when we got ready to go again, he hopped in the seat to drive. And we came out of a cove, and a boat went by us. And he crossed the wake of that boat at real high speed. And the boat came out of the water several feet. I mean, it shot straight up. And when it did, that rod went right out, right overboard, went straight overboard, rod, reel, and all. Gone forever. That was a bad day. As far as reels go, my favorite reels, the ones I use the most, are Shimano and Daiwa. That's what I use more than anything, and mostly Shimano. Although I do have several Daiwa reels. Okay, Eric's asking the same question that Landon asked last time, although Landon wasn't on. We asked this question for him. A combo, bait caster combo for $200. So maybe we should help Eric out. Anybody got any suggestions? Obviously, it's got to be good stuff. My favorite lake to fish on in Missouri. Probably depends on the time of year. Like, I really like the Lake of the Ozarks until the pleasure boat traffic starts, and then I hate that lake. And I really like Table Rock in spring and the fall. But probably my favorite lake, if you're talking larger lake in Missouri, is Stockton Lake. So that would be it, Tanya. It's called Stockton Lake. It's got a lot of rocky bluffs in it. It's an Ozark fishery. It's got deep water, and it's got a pretty nice, healthy population of fish. All right, so you're getting all kinds of recommendations there, Eric. The Ducket Ghost with an Abu Revo. Great, and $180. Yeti Whisper says Kistler grab. I didn't know Kistler had reels. Does Kistler sell reels? Yeah, you're right, Machek. You know, my buddy Joe Lee that I fished Lake of the Ozarks with, he and I fished a tournament at H. Ross Barnett Reservoir in Mississippi. And he was practicing in the boat with one of the guys. And as they went by, he saw a rod sticking out of the water like this. So he stopped the boat and he pulled it out, and it was a brand new G. Loomis rod, an 8-foot flipping stick, I think. And it had a monometanium reel on it. So he got about an $800 combo that he found in the lake. Now, is that luck or what? This is funny. In fact, Night Fisher Custom Baits, you spelled Fluger wrong. Wow, that's pretty cool. Bass Pro in Oklahoma City has their guide wear Gore-Tex bibs and parka 50% off. Man, if you're in Oklahoma City, you might want to check those out. Yeah, my check. Imagine not just finding a rod and a reel. I found a 5 foot rod with a little Zebco 33 on it last year, but I can't really use that much for anything. To find an $800 rod and reel combo on the lake that's practically brand new, that's a pretty sweet deal. I don't know, Jeff. He probably should have. Pflugerville. Yeah. Once again, somebody else who doesn't know how to spell Pfluger. And with good reason, man. That's a weird name. This is definitely not the first time somebody has spelled something wrong. That's right. Right, Landon? Uh, cough per Puerto Rico. That's how you spell Puerto Rico. Yeah. Uh, hey, Landon, what happened to that pair of reels you showed me on the line for like $1 each? Did you end up buying those things? See Big Hill, he knows his stuff. Abu Garcia combo at Bass Pro today. It looked pretty sweet for $199.99. Yeah, Bass Pro has their spring fishing fling going on right now. What do they call that? Their spring sale. The deals aren't as good as they used to be, but you can trade in rods and reels. So you can exchange a reel, and I think they give you about $50 credit for a used reel. And I think it can be any reel. So that's one thing you could do if you're looking. Get you your oldest, crappiest reel, or go to a garage sale and buy an old reel for a couple of bucks and take it in and trade it in at Bass Pro. Yes, Mr. Smith. Flat-sided crankbaits are really good, especially this time of year. A lot of guys are throwing that Fritz side and that OG Slim. At Lake of the Ozarks last week, I was throwing both of those. I was also throwing the Shad Rap. I didn't get many bites at all on it. Spring Classic, that's what it's called. Joe says Spring Classic. Buy a bunch of old Black Maxes and trade them in. There you go, Landon. You got the right idea. But I hear, Bradley, that Fritz side, flat side reel is kind of off the chart, or crankbait, not reel, is kind of off the charts. A lot of people really like that thing. Bass Pro Carbonite combo is on sale for $179. That's a good combo. Carl's has the spring sale on Biospawn soft baits. I've never used any Biospawn baits, Jeff. I know a lot of guys talk about those. Big DD's asking personal best on crappie. What's your personal best on crappie? Mine's 2.5 pounds. He was 17 inches and change. I know they get a lot bigger than that, but that was humongous for me. I caught him on a bass lure, naturally. That's a good question. Who else has a personal best for crappie or crappie, depending upon where you live? Alex said he broke the bill off of a new Fritz side crankbait last night. Henry, 16.5 inches, N5 KDA, a 3-pounder. Joe's caught a 5-pound crappie? Holy moly, man. What was that thing on, steroids or something? Why aren't you responding to me, Weston White? What are you asking? Are you asking me or somebody else? Mr. Bass, my friend caught a massive crappie. Can I send you the Insta picture and you can pull it up on stream? Yeah, give it a shot. I'll see if I can do it. 4.5 pounds. JB Fishing. That is crazy. What are you asking me, Weston? It's probably your deal's just skipping by before I see it. Eric Brewer, 2-pound crappie for me on the Ashtabula River. 5 minutes before I had a walleye on the same lure. That's fun. I asked, how deep are you fishing and what's your water temp? I'm fishing pretty shallow right now. All the fish that I've caught in the last couple of weeks, except for even Lake of the Ozarks, there was a lot of people catching them shallow. I've been catching them in probably 5 feet or less, Weston. And the water temp's around 55. Barker Bassin, 3.6 pounds. Joe caught his 5-pound crappie on a tube in a bass tournament. Hey, that's decent, Jackson. A 14 or 15-inch crappie is nothing to sneeze at. Alex Reese, 4.5 pounder. On Hartwell, we've caught 10 or more over 3.5 pounds. Holy cow, I need to go there. That is crazy. Don't know, Weston. We will find out. In fact, speaking of the reel, what we're going to do tonight, we're not going to spin the wheel. Since we're doing the reel giveaway, which is right here. Here it is. I told you guys I'm still going to give people who have not won yet a chance to get entered tonight. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask questions just like I always do for people who have not won, who is not in the drawing yet. And if they get it right, if the first person gets it right, instead of spinning, we're just going to put their name in the drawing for today for the reel. So that's all we're doing. We're not going to spin at all tonight. And then we'll start spinning again next week. C. Big Hill, just under 4 pounds in Weiss Lake in 1988. She'd already spawned out. So, man, you're right. Wow. Week earlier could have been a record. Henry, right now, I have 55 people entered. 55 people. Mr. Bass got me thinking, when you said a stupid tube could be rigged reverse, I think it's time to make a reverse rigged hollow bait. Right on. How do I enter? Okay. Night Fisher. The way we do the giveaways on the big prize, like this big prize we've been talking about for about 3 months now, is every Saturday night I ask questions. If you're the first one to answer the question correctly, you get to spin the wheel and your name goes in the pot for this drawing. So tonight, the only thing we're going to do different is I'm going to ask questions, and whoever is the first to answer it right, their name goes in the drawing. See you, Kick Your Bass. Have a good one, man. Yeah, so we're not going to spin for the reel because we've already got the names of the people. I've got all the names on a spreadsheet, numbered 1 to 55. Each person's name is just randomly on the spreadsheet with a number beside it. And then I'm going to use a random a program that randomly selects a single number between 1 and 50, or between 1 and 55. See, like this. I'll just hit the button, and whatever it lands on, that will be the winner. This is not it. I'm just showing you as an example. So if this had been the real thing, whoever is number 26 would have won. That's how we're going to do it. But we're not doing that yet because we still got to let other people have a chance to win here, hopefully, to get in the drawing. You're right, Night Fisher. Pop-Tart. Which one are you asking about? I've got several well on there. So the backpack video, it was probably, let's see. Was it this one? This one you're asking about, Pop-Tart? See if that's who he's talking about. John thinks number 22 is going to be the winner. Gabriel thinks 23. Okay, that's the one, Pop-Tart. All right. That is one of my minor league teams, obviously. And even I can't remember all of them, but I have a way to look it up and tell you. That was the Milwaukee Brewers the San Antonio Missions hat. The San Antonio Missions are a lower level club for the Milwaukee Brewers. And this was a Milwaukee Brewers Sugar Skull. So it's technically San Antonio Missions, but it was kind of representing the Milwaukee Brewers. So that's what that was for. Big DD wants to know what number. I will show you the list with the numbers so you can see what number you are. In fact, I'll share the screen now so you guys can see that. This also would be a time where you could, if you don't see your name and you know you've won, you could put a message on there and I could try to verify that. So here's what the sheet looks like. And you can see what the numbers are. Like John Gill's number 1, Trevor Thompson's number 2, on and on and on there. But I'm not going to go through every one of those. Just take my word for it. If you won, I've got you on the list. You've got a number. And when we do the drawing, I'll show you the list to see who the winner is. Okay. Yeah, Pop-Tart. I like that hat too. I thought it was pretty cool. Tanya, the Ned hat is just a Ned rig hat. Just Ned rig, just for fun. That's one of my favorite techniques. South Lake Fisherman is number 22, so you think he's going to win. All right. We shall see. All right, we need to start asking questions to the people who have not won so that we can hopefully help as many people get in as possible. If you've not been on the channel before, here's the questions. I always have a question about a minor league baseball team. Probably, I'm definitely going to keep it through baseball season, then we'll see what happens after that. I ask sometimes questions about fishing techniques or what's going on in the fishing world, like maybe a fishing tournament, something like that. And then I ask lots of questions about my previous videos, stuff we talked about in previous live streams, previous videos, that kind of stuff. So that's the deal. So if you've already won, there's no need to answer a question tonight because you can't get in again. Somebody asked me, well, do I get more than one entry if I've won more than once? No, you only get one entry, no matter how many times you've won. So no need to guess if you've already won. If you're already on the list, no need to guess. That would just be a colossal waste of energy. And I want you to save your energy. So first question of the night for the first person to get added to become number 56 on the list. Last live stream, I talked about my 1,000 fish challenge, trying to catch 1,000 fish this year. And I gave you a report on how many fish I had caught up to that point. Not today. I already told you today was 75. That's not the right number. I'm talking about the last live stream. I gave you a number of how many fish I had caught. What was that number? How many fish? Chuck Hamilton is Fright. You're first. And I think, Chuck, you are not on the list, right? So you were right. I'm going to add Chuck. Chuck is number 56 on the list now. Congratulations, Chuck. You might win the reel tonight. Although John Gill thinks it's going to be 22 and you're number 56, but you were fast on the trigger. Good job. Good job. Yeah, so this is a little different. Normally we would spin the wheel now, but I'm not going to mess with that tonight. All right. We can do another question, though, and then we'll get back to talking about fishing here. Let's do one more question. All right. Are you guys ready? You non-winners yet? Here it is. Next question. What team? What team is this hat? Dalen Barber, you got it, buddy. The Omaha Storm Chasers. Congratulations, man. Dalen Barber, you are number 57. Just under the wire. That's cool. Yeah, the Oklahoma part's actually wrong, but I'll let that slide. It's the Omaha Storm Chasers. You got Storm Chasers right, though, so that's good enough. N5 KDA, the worstest Worcester Tornadoes. Nice. Not the Tornadoes. Well, it's the Storm Chasers, but that's a tornado, which makes sense because in this part of the world we get plenty of tornadoes, and I'm sure in Omaha they do as well. Omaha is a Royals affiliate. How about that? Jim Collins is a season ticket holder for the Storm Chasers, so he definitely should have known this one. Sweet. All right, no more baseball questions. I thought I would show you guys tonight while we're talking some more custom painted Wiggle Warts. Some of these are Wiggle Warts, some of these are Wiggle Wart knockoffs. But these are kind of some cool custom colors that I got. I thought I'd show you guys. Yeah, my check, you don't have to be here to win. Check that one out. This is a pretty wild color. Custom painted wiggle warts. That's a crazy pattern, isn't it? Dude. I like that one quite a bit. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. Landon, we're going to do the reel giveaway towards the end of the live stream, so it'll be around 10 o'clock. This one I already showed you guys, but I think it's super cool as well. This guy who does these, he does this pattern, so, like craw pinchers on all of his lips. I don't know who this guy is. I bought from him last year, and I don't remember who he is, but I like his color patterns. What are tiny warts worth? It depends, Yeti Whisper. Every wart really depends on the color pattern and how rare it is, and that's what really depends on what they're worth. So it's almost impossible to know. So Daniel, some of these are original warts, some of these are knockoff warts. Like this one here is an original wiggle wart that's been custom painted. The pre-Rapala Storm wiggle wart. You can tell because he leaves it open so you can even see the screen printed logo right on the bill. And then these kind, what these are is they're from that company that makes blanks that are molded after the wiggle wart mold, but they're not the originals. This is a unique color. Gray and black with red eyes. And then he's got white dots on it. I think that's a really cool color too. Yeah, Jackson's got it figured out. It's going to be 1 through 57. Right on. You're getting to it. What's the best way to fish crankbaits by rocks? Well, a crankbait usually shines the best around cover, whether it's rocks or tree limbs or stumps, or usually you want a crankbait bouncing off of something. So like wiggle warts work really good on rock bottoms, and you want that bill grinding into the rock, bouncing off the rock. And that's really the best way to fish it. Not that you can't catch fish if they're not ticking off the rocks, but you will catch more fish when your crankbait is bumping into stuff. Here's another nice custom color. Yeah, that question about the painted lip. Some people claim, like Randy Blockett, I think I talked about, he says that he catches way more fish on the solid lip, not the clear lip. But I've caught them on both, so. Right on, Night Fisher. Glad it helped. Jim Zeger, V62 and 63. Those are great colors, Jim. I totally agree with you, man. Those are great. 62 and 63, those are crawdad patterns. In fact, I can tell you what the craw pattern is of a V62 and 63, just in case you're interested. Because I have a color chart. V62 is called Naturistic Brown Crawfish or Crayfish, and you can get it in a clear or a solid lip. And V63 is called Naturistic Green Crayfish, and you can get it in a clear or a solid lip. I think I just showed you guys this one, I think. Yeah, I did. Simon, how you doing, man? Thanks for hopping on. All right, here's a unique custom painted color. Check this one out. Ha! It looks like a skeleton. This is like a Halloween color. He's even got a little subtle orange on the bill. Jim always throws a solid lip. Jim's an old school fisherman. He's president of the bass club I used to be in, Kansas City Bassmasters. So listen to Jim. If he says the solid lip works, that's a good one to try. These red eyes, man, on this thing. I didn't buy this because I think it'd be a good fish catching color. It just really intrigued me. I was like, dude, I got to have that. That is crazy. That is wild. White Zombie. That's a good name for it. Fisherman 83. Yeah, you can get an all pink wiggle wart. I might even have one hanging up here. If I don't, I've probably got one in my box somewhere. So those are some cool colors. 83 can name the colors. Fisherman 83. This one's a little more natural looking and would probably work well in the Ozarks, to tell you the truth. This is clear. You can actually see through it. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see through this, and he's just put a really light coat of kind of orange and green. So this is more like a phantom color, except for the bill. The bill itself, he's gone a little crazy on. I like the look of it. And I do think it would actually catch fish. Big DD. I do not know how many I have. I got a lot of them. How about the Teckle Drunker KO Wart? You got me on that, Chuck. No idea what that is. Where can you order colors like that? Simon, I order them on eBay. eBay, and I think Etsy. I think you can get some on Etsy too. Here's another one of these, kind of like the zombie craw color, but it's yellow. Yellow and black. Yellow eyes. And he's got that crawdad pattern on the lip, the claws. So what do you call this one, Fisherman 83? You ought to hook up with that guy and start giving him names. That one's pretty cool. Bumblebee Dalen, nice. I wish the eyes on those customs were more like the originals. Yeah, you're right. They don't make the eyes near big. I don't know why. About the biggest I've seen on a custom painted is about like this. But man, that doesn't compare at all to the originals. The original eyes are giant compared to a knockoff. And I think David Storm can tell us, but I think he told me that his dad was really into details and that he really wanted simple, big eyes and simple, basic, really good patterns. This is called a herringbone pattern. I like that one. That's an original right there with the original color. This is probably called herringbone red or something like that. Yeah, Chuck, send me the info on the Teckle Drunker. Doesn't sound. Red eyes are the bomb, according to Jim Zeger. Red eyes. Some guys really like the yellows. Here's one, a really nice crawdad pattern. This is the SP53, I think. And it's got some nice red eyes on it. This is a pretty desirable one here. This is one of those that was made. It was a Bass Pro exclusive color. The yellow-red eyes were painted through a stencil. Hard since the eyes are concave. That's true. Man, Dave knows so much about the details of how the baits were painted and the stenciling and how the baits were constructed. You're right, David. It's a spending wiggle wart. 53 is. Yeah, the new ones, yeah, I think you're right. The new ones, the eyes are just printed on, but those original storm lures were all done by hand. John Smith. It's called Chartreuse Green Craw. I don't know if I showed you guys this one. This is another Phantom color, but it's more on that black and gray spectrum. This is a repaint. Little red eyes. I agree. I'd like the bigger red eyes. And he's got those red dots on the back, which are kind of a nice little touch. But this is like the Phantom. You can see through this thing. I like that one. See, David made the stencils. Of course he knows about them. He actually made the stencils. And his dad. What hooks do you prefer on your warts? I usually use the Gamakatsu EWG hooks. I don't think I have any sitting around here handy. I could show you. All these old ones here, I haven't changed the hooks on any of these because I haven't really fished these, but here's the style hook I use. It's an EWG style hook made by Gamakatsu. It's a light wire, penetrates really well. This one here has been doctored up. You can see this is an original, but it's had yellow eyes and someone's colored them red and black and then drawn red gills on it and red under the chin. The whole trick to them not hanging on themselves is just getting a small enough size, but I don't care that much about that. What tend to do on lures that I care a lot about that is maybe put a bigger one on the back and a smaller one on the front. It's just kind of the unnecessary evil. Sometimes your hooks are going to catch on themselves. All right, let's do a couple of more questions for the giveaway to those who have not won yet. All right. Just going to see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up my Instagram account here and get Landon's picture. Dude, that is a slab. All right, let me see if I can share this screen here. Landon sent me a picture of this ginormous crappie. Holy cow. I hope I can show this. This is something. Look at the size of this crappie. I can't make that any bigger. Maybe I can if I move myself to the corner. Tad bigger. Look at that crappie. Is Landon still on, or did he go to bed? He wanted to go to bed. He wants to win, but he doesn't want to be here to win. I forgot how big he said that crappie was. Look at that thing. Holy cow. Of course, it being a little kid holding it makes it look even bigger, but dude, that's a big fish. Golly, man. I'd probably have a heart attack if I caught a crappie that big. Oh, man. That is a beautiful thing right there. Wonder what he caught that on. Landon's not commenting, so he must have already hopped off. That's that would be a pretty nice day of fishing, wouldn't it? 4+ pound crappie is what it looks like. It's huge. All right. Let me see here. Okay, Chuck sent me a message too. He was talking about the Teckle crankbait. Yeah, I know about the Teckle frogs. I like those quite a bit, actually. Let me show you that. Any of you guys fished with this? He just sent me that. Said, check it out. Teckle has some strange names for their lures. That's why I can't remember what he called it. Matthew, did you catch a 5-pound crappie in Jersey 2 days ago? Or are you talking about a bass? Because a 5-pound crappie is humongous. Called a drunker due to its wandering hunting action. The Teckle drunker. Fished with that one. Definitely looks interesting. Okay, Matthew caught a 5-pound bass. Dude, that's still a nice fish. Especially up in Jersey. That's a big fish. Congratulations, man. Yeah, the Teckle sprinkler frog. Boy, those things were on fire for a while there, and now they've kind of died. Those things were catching fish like crazy for a while. Still a good lure. If you've never tried the Teckle Sprinkler Frog, and some of you guys are asking about topwaters, that's a fun one, and it's different. It's definitely a different type fish. Heck yeah. Last weekend I went to a swap meet in Omaha and met Ben Milliken and bought a bunch of used 6 cents lures for $25. Nice. That sounds like a good day. All right, let's do another question here. Another spin to win question without spinning. Okay, this should be an easy one for some of you. It's also why I didn't answer a question someone asked about this earlier. All right, I just showed you guys that Chris sent these cool hats, and a few of our people won them already, and a professional fisherman signed the hat. Who is the professional fisherman that signed the hat? He told us. That's the question. So first one to answer gets in the drawing. What pro fisherman is on Chris's Fishing Up North hats? Live North. Let me tell you exactly what it's called. Live Up North Outdoors. Live Up North Outdoors. All right, Joe Enda. Got it. Joe Enda. You got it, dude. Randy Howell. Randy Howell is the professional fisherman that he is good friends with, and that he signed the hats. If you don't know who Randy Howell is, Randy Howell won the Bassmasters Classic at Guntersville a few years ago. All right. All right, I'm going to add Joe Enda to the list. Number 58. Enda is 58. Yes, I am frozen, aren't I? Can you guys still hear me? Let me turn my video off and see if I turn it back on, if it'll turn me back on here. Because it looks like it's still going. This is craziness. The one night when we're doing the giveaway on the reels, I got a problem. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll disconnect the camera. You guys can still hear me, though, it sounds like. So that's good. If you guys can still hear me, then we're still going. All right, let me disconnect and reconnect the camera and see if that does it. Okay, good. As long as the audio is still going, we're still rolling. We're still rolling. I can see your comments going by too, so that's good. Who knows, man? This thing's usually, I don't think we ever had a video problem before, other than Chris Flint when he was on. His we couldn't hear him a lot of times. Ha! Looks like I'm back. It's like old school radio. Right on. All right. Joe wants to give his entry to Matthew Acevedo. Has Matthew Acevedo won before? He's already won before, Joe. He's already on the list. Who knows, man? I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but man, my camera just decided to be honored. Yeah, Matthew's already on the list. Okay, let's ask another question here. All right, here's the next question. I'm actually going to even make this simpler. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions I've asked previously. This is one that I've asked before, but I'm going to make it a little tougher than the previous question I asked. I have told you guys about my bass boat. What is the make and model of my bass boat? First one to answer gets in the drawing. What is the make and model of my bass boat? The Omaha Tornadoes. Old David Storm. There's one in every crowd. Make and model. Make and model. You got to do make and model. You guys know what make and model means? Like if it were Tiger, it wouldn't. Jeez, am I back? Can you guys see me? Jeez Louise, man. This is craziness. Crazy, crazy. All right. Can you guys believe this? On my live streams, this has never happened, and it's happened twice. Oh, right on, Chuck. All right. Jeez Louise. We got to go back to that question. I still didn't see an answer, but JB's Fishing is actually on the right track. Make and model. Make and model. Make and model. You need a teenager to set things up. Oh. All right. Eric, have you won before? Because it looks to me like Eric is the first one to have the right answer. All right. Congratulations, Eric. You're on the list, buddy. I know a ton of you guys said Cougar. Cougar's the model, but you left out the make. That's why I kept saying make and model, make and model, make and model. The make, the model, Cougar. You could have said Bass Cat Cougar, Bass Cat, but was not good enough. Eric, you are number 59. Do 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 do. I thought that was going to be easier than that because I told you guys this before. This just shows you guys don't pay attention in the live streams. Well, some of you do. All right, we better do another question here. We're trying to help more people get in. You're right, Jackson. Now 59 can win. All right, here's another question. Hopefully the computer does not shut down while I'm asking it. All right, on the live stream where Chris Flint joined us, the Chris Flint who gave us the hats, we were talking about fishing the Great Lakes and northern fisheries like St. Clair and Champlain and all those. And he told us a secret for catching smallmouth. Sorry, my nose is itching. For smallmouth up in the Great Lakes. He said there is a secret color, and I would not be telling you guys this, but I live in Alabama now, so I'll tell you. What did he say is the secret color that works great up in the Great Lakes? That's the question. First one gets in the drawing. Not Junebug, not pink, not red. Not pink, not bubblegum, not goby, not mango, not yellow, not green. Brian Waterman, you got it. Have you won before? Brian Waterman, congratulations. You got it. Joe gave you guys the answers, by the way. He's not supposed to be doing that. But he's kind of cantankerous. Brian Waterman, you are number 60. Yo, Indra did say it, but Joe's already won. That's why I did not pick him. Black baits. If you're going up north, Chris says to throw a black lure. Black works. And actually, I was catching some fish up there at the St. Lawrence River throwing a black lure. So I believe it. That's some fun fishing up north up there on the Great Lakes and the Lake St. Clair and Champlain and Thousand Islands and all that good stuff. Black lures. Dalen only lives 45 minutes from Lake Erie. All right, so you're going, got about 30 more to the drawing. So let's ask a few more questions. We got to give people as many chances as possible. All right, here's one I've asked before. It's a wiggle wart question. Wiggle wart question. I did a video on the most expensive wiggle wart, $2,400 wiggle wart. What is the color? What color was that $2,400 wiggle wart called? JDM Yogi? Nope. David Storm. David Storm's the winner. He got it first. If you don't want in the drawing, David Storm, you're a win though. You can definitely go. Then I can go to the next person on the list. If you don't want to be in the drawing, just let me know, and I will go to the next person. David probably has 100 of them sitting on his shelf. That's funny. Hey, don't worry, honey. I did not pay $2,400 for it. All right, so David wants me to go to the next person, and the next person was N5KDA. Have you won before, N5KDA? I don't think you have you? You have to let me know. Yeti Whisperer was actually before you, but he's already won. He's already on the list. Okay, N5KDA, you are it then. I will put you down. N5KDA, you are number 61. Thanks to David Storm. Yeah, dude. David Storm sent me a wiggle wart that sold for $800 recently. Did you send me that on David? If you did, I could show it to him. I don't remember if you texted it to me or you sent it to me. I'm gonna look and see if it was on there. No, you must have texted it to me. Send that to me on Instagram, David, and I'll show it to him. That $800 wiggle wart you sent me today. Are you having problems seeing me again? Some people can't see me, and some people I think are saying, "See you, Chuck." You can still win, Chuck, offline. If you want to give it to a veteran, though, we can ask if there's a vet out there. You guys don't have video, huh? What is going on here? Well, let me try to reset it again because on my end, it looks like it's working. No, I've not announced the winner yet, Landon. I doubt it's my computer. Any video yet? Video has never come back. Really? This is like he said, it's like old video. All right, I'll unplug it and see if that works. Weird. Here I thought I was back on video the whole time, and not the case, huh? Well, hey, I've got a second way I can do this. I can tell it to use my FaceTime camera. Let's see if that works. That. What do you think? Can you or can you not see me? Still nothing, huh? Well, it must be the program then that I'm using. I thought it was the camera, but it can't be the camera if that one's not working either because I switched cameras. Ridiculous. Yeah, I did restart it, Big DD. The only other thing I could do is restart the computer. If I restart the computer, I think it'll just shut the whole live stream down. Feels like an old fireside chat. Holy cow. Cancel culture got me. You might be right, Jim. Golly, that is silliness. Gray icon keeps going in and out, huh? All right, well, I'll try to restart the stream. And sorry, guys. You'll just have to all hop back on because that's about the only way this thing's going to work, unfortunately.